Ruff, ruff. Hello, hello. Been a hugely long time since I've made a video because basically I haven't done anything interesting. So simple, really. But what I thought I'd show you today is the old Land Rover with a new purpose. Now it's over here in Canada. I got the two. So what I always wanted to do was go camping when I felt like it, and I positively hate the loading up and the unloading, and I also hate overland Land Rovers, which are basically either driving bedrooms or driving kitchens. I still wanted my Land Rover to be a Land Rover. I didn't want to spend $6 billion converting it like all these other people seem to spend, because basically I haven't got $6 billion. So I thought, let's see what's lying around the house that I can make my old Land Rover into a Camprover. Not a, ooh, hello darling Camprover, but and on the spot, I fancy a stop at a cup of tea or a snack or even stay overnight Rover without the need to load it or preempt it. Everything's got to stay in there, but I still wanted it to retain its Land Roveriness, so I didn't want it to be, like I said, a driving bedroom or a driving kitchen. I don't see the point in that. So I have designed everything in here, what I mean is thrown together. Everything in here can be taken out in less than 5 minutes. So if I want to carry loads in it and use it like a Land Rover, off-roading or whatever I want to do, 5 minutes, everything in there can be on the ground and off I go. Simple as really. Also, where I live in Canada, and where you may live, bugs, mosquitoes, some of these things are so big they need landing lights on a runway, and when they come in at night, they're a pain in the bum. So that had to be addressed as well. So how do you do that in a vehicle that you want to use on a day-to-day basis anyway? Not much happened in the cab, because that's just still full of dirt and dust, as you can see. The only difference you'll notice from the cab is, if the lighting changes, there we go, is this, which you'll see in a moment. Handy, it acts as a partition between the two, which can be taken down. It's got three straps at the top. Get these from undercover covers. Go and see him, he's a good bloke, is Steve. It also can go anywhere on the Land Rover. It's designed for rag tops. You've got little hooks here to hook into your side railings, the cappings. But that hangs there, becomes a partition and a curtain at night. For the windows at the front, I have residual bug net, you see, here we are. So with magnets, I can click that into place over the openings, you see. So that's all right. Eventually, I'm going to actually make two complete panels that take off, but this is the Mark 1. So there will be changes. And inside, you can see I've got the sides up. That's how I like to roll, as they say it, because it lets a lot of air through. You can see out, you don't feel so claustrophobic. Yes, I know the gaffer tape is a bit ugly, but I couldn't find any black tape. So until I get black tape or a better way of holding this this bug net down, that's got to do it, I'm afraid. But then again, it's on here, I don't see it. The bug net, not camera net, goes up right over the frame. Okay, right over the frame and down the other side, and then it's actually put on before the canvas is put on, so that you don't have to hold it up inside. It naturally drapes outside all the bars, you see, which is quite handy. Like I said, these are just old poles that were lying around, bit of bungee, just hold the sides out. Brilliant on a rainy day, because you're inside sheltered, and yes, I have thoroughly reproofed the canvas, but you can watch the rain and that outside. Obviously, the rain gets in the doors, but what can you do? Antenna pole, you've seen that before, I think. That goes up 25 feet. So if I am out in the wilderness or down the road, I can call for help. At the moment, the rear basket is just full of water jerry cans. There will eventually be a gasoline petrol jerry can in there with them, but for now it's just somewhere neat and tidy to hold some water. Then we come back here, like I said, this side's the same. Okay, there's the net, there's the horrible tape. I'll get rid of that one day, don't worry. Now it's different when we get to the back. Yes, that swings away. That swings like that. Look at that, lovely. Obviously chair, step, handy things. When you get to the tailgate, which also swings away, if you've got a bug net that comes all the way along and all the way across to there, getting in and out is a bit of a bugger, because you have to lift it up like scuffing up a girl's dress and try and get underneath, and you know how that works out. Mrs. I say, yes. So what I did here, I tried to be all sneaky-fied, and I got one of those door nets with the magnets on, you see. So this opens up, and then when you let it go, it all clicks together again. It's awfully clever. And that is attached to the other bug net there. It goes, the strap forms a rigidity for it, you see. So there's the bug net to a new bug net, which then becomes, like I said, doorway. Very handy. And of course this you can hook up, look up, put away whatever you want, you know, to get in and out, and then let it go and clicky, 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 right the way down to the bottom. You have a bug net which keeps out 85% or 95% of the bugs. You can never keep them all out because they are bugs. They bug you, right? Here we have the kitchen. No, they're not what I use to cook with. That's the other stuff. But here is the table. Nice big table. Huge table. Now that table can take the sink or the cooker or a couple of cookers, or I can eat at it, I can write at it. Whatever I want to do, I can do it at that table, and then when it's done, I fold it up out of the way, which means that if you want to have a table on your back door, you don't have to lose storage space for your tools. You just attach your tools to the table. Now, who lives in a house like this? You know, it's going to be bloody dark in here, so sorry. Now, let me just squeeze through. Will this light up? I don't know. Maybe I've got a light on the camera. Who knows? All sorts of secrets. Anyway, first thing you see is cargo net. Cargo net, obviously, very handy for putting in your bedding, clothing, whatever you want to do. Bits and pieces that you forgot to load. Stops them rolling around on the floor. And that there is a nice big stretchy one. I can fit loads of stuff in that, you see. That's quite handy. On this side, we've got, at the moment, we've got a Norgy box. That's acting as my cooler. We've got a sink, which I'll show you in a second. And we've got the first of my water jerry cans with one of those little pressure pump, vacuum pump thingies on the top that you just pump that and water comes out the spout, which is quite handy because you haven't got to worry about electric pumps and things like that. You see those handles there? The bottom one is a drawer. That's where the jack, the triangle, the tools, you know, the bad stuff, if you get a flat or anything like that, that's where that lives. The top one is empty, so I can lift that lid up. That whole lid lifts up, and I've got a huge space in there. You see, that's all very handy. So let's try and get in there without too much ado. Yes, that's right. So, lift up. There you are. Can't quite lift it up because the mattress is in the way, but you get the idea. Under there, all empty. Plus the dog can sleep up there. Now, if it shows up in the light, just about. Now, you see this thing's got all pockets on it. You see? Pockets. Pockets. Lots of pockets. All down there. And these ones in the middle, they will take two 2-litre fizzy pop bottles, that sort of thing. So I can get some, you know, nice drinks, whatever, there. I can fill this up with ration packed food or whatever, you know, whatever happens to be going at the time. So that's all groovy. Now, you may have noticed, oh, let me sit down, big fat lump in a small hole. The roof is boarded. Above those boards is the radionuclear protection kit thingy. You can just see some of it there, the green stuff. That means my roof is about 3 inches thick. Then I put plywood over the top of that, but the plywood itself is covered in material. This is all to stop, obviously, cold, because heat goes out. It's also to stop condensation, because if you're living in here, anyone with a hardtop Land Rover knows that condensation is awful. It's like raining on the inside, you see. So all of these materials stop the condensation. They also stop the noise. These bars are the roof bars, just padded, covered in proper colour camouflage. You see. Yeah. And then up here lives the cooker. This one here is a cooker. I'll show you some bits and pieces in there when I put some stills or some other clips in. That's one of those little clicky butane burners. That one there runs off a proper £1 gas bottle. Then you've got your kettle, a pair of monoculars, as you have to have, and of course the old jet boilie type thing there. So all that is going to be held on by a supporting net to stop it sliding over the place. And then I'm jumping about from place to place. This cabinet, can you see? This cabinet here was one of those cheap stack-up toolbox thingies, like the red ones you get, you know, but now it's green because I like green. And I like it because if I pop that shelf halfway in, I have a little table ready. I don't have to put a strut down, I don't have to put legs out, it's just automatically there. So with this one, I can use it to put my cup of tea on, I can cook my cup of tea on it, on my little jet boil. You know, that's what, it's perfectly stable enough for that, because it was a thin tin door, but you see, probably not, I filled the tin up with plywood or whatever it is, you see. So that's that. In here are the essentials. Where's that bloody light gone? Let's have a look. Hang on. Oh, let's turn that one on. That's nice. Yeah, lost me light now, look. Oh, here we are. Right. In here, Governor, are, whoosh, right, couple of mugs, including me. These little tray things, which are very handy for putting all your bits and pieces in. 3 of those, a chopping board. These are some noodles and dry food. That's a salt and pepper and spicy thing. This are the cooking ware, isn't it, Governor? So you've got round mess tins, the old billy tin. And this thing is very useful. It's a portable shelf. Basically, it sits there on its own legs. So if you've got something like this that had no shelves in it, you can actually still use this bit, because that portable shelf goes in, so I can put that on there, you see, without any worry. Isn't it amazing? Towels stuffed in here. Oh, this is my 3rd way of cooking, 4th way of cooking, crimey, Trangia. Towels are put in to stop bottles rattling, because in here, I've got my spices, my oils. It's not focusing really well, is it? Oh well, you get the idea. And this stuff stops it rattling, because I hate rattles when I'm driving along. You see, hate it, I hate it, Governor. So that goes near that, see, yeah. So that's my main food and bits and pieces of storage. Like I said, the old spider can going down as well. Right, and that doesn't open on the road because of this. See, so when I pull that out, there we go. See, now it's all falling apart. Look, Governor, look what you done. Oh, I see. I hooked my own thing up, didn't I? What a shit. What a tit. I may edit this bit. Or I may not. Who knows? Oh, it's all fun, isn't it, Governor? Anyway, as you can see, that drops down after you've thrown everything back in. And there, come on, focus your back up. There you go. That then lifts up, pushes in, snappy. Job done, doesn't open. Same thing with the drawers. Now, like I said, this was a toolbox, a nice cheap thin toolbox. So none of it had proper catches on. But now, you see, when you've got the drawers open, you can get to your bits and pieces and organise yourself properly. Lots of spare batteries, because as you know, never got enough batteries and they always run out. Super glue, emergency repairs. Bug spray, emergency getting rid of buggerer. Plastic bags, obviously you've got to clean up all your crap before you go somewhere. Black tape, plenty of it. You never ever have enough black tape. Citronella candles, again, these ones are small enough to sit in here and not poison me, because I've got all the sides open. It's like I said, you can see out. It's lovely, yeah. Anyway, tissues for odd occasions and whatever, that sort of thing. And again, that goes in these little locks. Pull them back, lock them up. Same thing with the top one. Only this one has got your utensils in it. Purification tablets for the water. Little folded cup thing, that's quite handy. Like I said, pens and pencils. You never know when you're going to need to write a note. I've just gone hiking or something, in case someone comes along and sees your Land Rover parked there and you're not there, you're fishing or something. And that all sits there like that, you see. Now, what did we get to? Oh yeah, the kitchen. Here's the... I'm going to go outside for doing this, because there's the wonderful things you know. Right. Here we go. Like I said, here we've got table. Here we've got sink. You've all seen this before, I think, if you watch my channel. Love it. Absolutely love it. It is a 3-litre jerry can with your sink built in, you see. You can put toothbrushes and all bits and pieces in there, and this bit here opens up for, well, because it opens up, you see. And then the simplest thing is, like I said, to get away from electric pumps and all that sort of thing. Like I said, I've got that pumpy thing in there, that blue pumpy thing. And this one here, you've got 2 plunges in the bottom. Quite simple. To fill it up, you pull that one up. And what that does is, there's a gap here in the 2 moulding halves, see? So see, this bit's raised and that bit's flat. Well, that means that now I've released that, the water actually fills from there up, from the bottom, you see. Very good. And then you put that back in when you've had enough water, you see. If it's not filling up fast, you pop that vent out, let some air in, see. And then when you want to drain it, it's even more simpler. You pull that one, and now the water falls out the bottom, you see. Now, obviously, if I've done the washing up in here, I won't be doing the washing up in that bowl. I will have a separate station for mucky bits of food and that sort of thing, scrapey. Wash them and rinse them, and that will be used as a source of water rather than actually washing the dishes in there and getting food and garbage in there. Don't want that. Don't want that. Just use that as a receptacle for nice water. You can boil up your kettle, make that, you know, pour water in there to make that as hot as you like. And then, like I said, when you're done with it, you drain it out, pull that one out, it just runs away. You see? So that's all that. What else can I tell you? What else can I tell you? Have I missed anything? Oh, the bed. Bloody hell, Baldrick. The biggest bit of all, look. The bed. The bed. Hinged. Now, because I've got that big lump of workstation there, I didn't want to lose that. I wanted it. But I also wanted a full-time bed. But I can't lay down here because it's only 4 foot long, you see. So what I've been and gone and done is utilising, like I said, I haven't got millions of dollars. I only want to use stuff that's lying around. So, the buying of stuff, well, that was in the dollar store and other strange places, you see. But this whole thing is a bit of plywood I had lying in the shed, some hinges, and it's actually sitting on these boxes. So it clamps the boxes down, they don't move. But I can lift that up, you see, it's on double set hinges. These legs, they're the support legs, you see. And then if I undo this by unwinding this knot, which is going to become something more technical later on, but for now, it does actually bloody good job, isn't it? Right, I literally wound this up last night when I was finishing some of the bits. So here we go. Once I've done that, the whole thing comes with the legs swing out in place, you see, like that. Right, now, can you see, Mother? The legs now drop down and support the bed. The bed is here. The mattress can be used either up like a sofa or down, but I'm changing this mattress anyway, because like I said, this one was free. It's not very comfortable, but it does the job. So now I've got a full-length bed inside me bug nets, you see, with plenty of ventilation. There's the bed all the way along there, see, all the way along there. So that's all groovy. Yeah. So, like I said, I can leave it in that configuration to drive along. I can throw lots of stuff underneath when I'm driving. Also, when I am asleep, if the dog's not up there on the side next to me, he's got all this floor space he can sleep in. Carpeted, of course, you see. So like I said, you don't have to be a gazillionaire to make yourself a little camping vehicle. Just use whatever's lying around. Hello, it's all over the fit now. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Just use whatever's lying around. Oh, I'm going to stop, hang on. Well, I don't know what happened there, but it all went weird. Whew, very weird. Anyway, like I said, do not go out and spend billions if you want a little camping van. Well, let's try again, shall we? Let's try again. Okay. Like I said, all of this stuff is cheap as chips. It's all stuff that was lying around that I already had. That material was from an old project. That hanging up thing was in was in this Land Rover actually in England. The plywood was for another project. The Norgy box, I had that over the years. The stoves. It's all just a case of putting it together, you see, into one place, but not spending millions and not converting your Land Rover into a bedroom or a, you know, it's too small to make it like that, you see. So what you do is, if you want yourself a little Land Rover and you want to camp in it, look around you. You've got all the stuff there. If you've been camping in tents and things like that, I guarantee you've got all the stuff around you that you need. Just make it a little bit more user-friendly for when you put it in your vehicle. Just put it in your vehicle nicely like that. And like I said, you can then just drive somewhere, pull up and say, I fancy this place. I'm going to stay here and have a bit of a fish, or I'll just stay here the night, whatever, and you've got the gear with you, you see. Can't stand all these people bragging on about their $10 billion camper vans and, oh, really? Yeah, it's nice if you've got the money. If you've got Patreon, someone's giving you all that money to make the thing. But if you're like me, ordinary person, limited income, you just want to do something with yourself, you can do it. Old toolbox, painted green. Everything's got to be painted green. Now, I think those legs for that bed, the fold down legs, I think they came off of still got all this storage under here, you see, and behind the seats, you see, loads of storage. Got to make a new jump box for it, so I'm going to put that on there so that I can get a power supply from that. But there she goes. Paint's still looking alright, not too bad, but she is going to get a rub down and a repaint and a bit of loving, you see. And oh yeah, it's all carpeted now. It's all carpeted right the way up out the back here. Oh, and that's the progress. Oh, shut the fucking cable in there. That's the progress so far, like. There you are. And the canvas just looks black and crappy. I'll show you this side. Yeah. It just looks dirty. An old Land Rover, what can you do? Oh well, there you go. Later.